The girl vanished somewhere between mile marker 42 and a rusted billboard advertising fireworks that hadn't been sold in 20 years. That much, at least, was certain. Everything else, the how, the why, the who, would fracture America for months. The last confirmed sighting of Emily Carter happened at 9:17 a.m. under a sun already sharp enough to burn the morning haze off the Kansas plains. A trucker named Walt Hensley would later tell police he noticed her because she was standing on the shoulder of Route 36, wearing a yellow hoodie too big for her small frame, holding a stuffed rabbit by one ear. She looked like she was waiting, he said. Not scared, just waiting. Emily was 9 years old, and she was supposed to be in the back seat of her mother's car. Earlier that morning, Rachel Carter had thought, briefly, that this road trip might fix something. The idea came to her at 2 a.m. when sleep refused to come and the house felt too quiet without Mark. 3 weeks since the divorce papers. 3 weeks since Emily started answering questions with shrugs and single words. 3 weeks since Rachel realized that grief didn't always cry. Sometimes it went silent. Just us, she'd whispered into the dark. Just the road. So she packed quickly. Clothes for 3 days, snacks Emily liked. Apple slices, pretzels, gummy bears shaped like dinosaurs. They would drive from St. Louis to Denver. No rigid schedule, just music and roadside stops. A mother-daughter reset. Emily didn't protest when Rachel woke her before dawn. Adventure? Rachel asked, forcing cheerfulness into her voice. Emily blinked sleep from her eyes and nodded once. Can I bring Oliver? Oliver was the rabbit. White fur, one eye sewn slightly higher than the other. A Christmas gift from her father when she was 6. Of course, Oliver goes where you go. At 6:43 a.m., they pulled out of the driveway. At 9:32 a.m., Rachel would realize her daughter was gone. The first 2 hours passed in a blur of asphalt and low conversation. Emily sat behind the passenger seat, humming along to the radio, occasionally asking questions about places they passed. Why is that barn painted red? Do tornadoes really sound like trains? Do you think Dad misses me? Rachel answered carefully, sometimes glancing in the rearview mirror to catch her daughter's eyes. She noticed how Emily held Oliver tighter than usual, how she stared out the window longer than she used to. They stopped at a gas station outside Concordia. Rachel filled the tank while Emily went inside with her, picking out a juice box and a pack of gum. Stay close, Rachel said. I will, Emily replied, and she did. That's what would haunt Rachel later. Not that Emily disobeyed, but that she didn't. Back on the road, Emily asked if she could crack the window. Just a little, Rachel said. It's noisy out there. The window slid down an inch. Wind rushed in, carrying the smell of cut grass and distant rain. 20 minutes later, Emily grew quiet. Rachel assumed she'd fallen asleep. It wasn't until Rachel reached for a granola bar in the back seat without turning fully around that something felt wrong. Her fingers brushed empty air. Em? She said casually. Want a snack? No answer. She glanced in the mirror. The seat was empty. The yellow hoodie was gone. So was Oliver. Rachel's foot slammed on the brake. The car screeched to a halt on the road on Route 36, gravel popping under the tires. Rachel twisted around fully now, heart pounding so loudly it drowned out the radio. Emily! She first voice cracked. Emily! The back door was closed. The seatbelt buckle lay neatly against the seat, unlatched. Rachel stumbled out of the car, scanning the road. Flat land stretched endlessly in both directions. No houses, no trees close enough to hide a child. Emily! She screamed, her voice tearing itself raw. A pickup truck slowed, then stopped behind her. A man leaned out. Ma'am, everything okay? My daughter, she gasped. She was right here. She was She's gone." The man's face hardened. He looked up and down the road, then back at Rachel. "Call 911, now." Rachel's hands shook so badly she nearly dropped her phone. The first patrol car arrived 11 minutes later. By noon, there were 6. By dusk, there were helicopters. By nightfall, Emily Carter's face was already being shared across social media, her school photo cropped too tightly, her smile frozen in a moment that now felt cruelly distant. Amber Alert, 9-year-old female, last seen wearing yellow hoodie, possibly abducted. Rachel sat on the hood of her car, wrapped in a blanket someone had given her, answering the same questions over and over. Did Emily have enemies? Did she talk to strangers? Was there any reason she might run away? "No," she whispered each time. She wouldn't leave me." Detective Jonah Reyes listened quietly, notebook in hand. Mid-40s, calm eyes, the kind of man who didn't waste words. "When was the last time you physically saw her?" he asked. Rachel swallowed. "The gas station, Concordia. And between there and here?" "She was talking, singing. She asked to open the window." Reyes paused, pen hovering. "How far?" "An inch, maybe 2?" Reyes nodded slowly, then looked toward the long, empty road. "Mrs. Carter," he said gently, "did you stop at all between the station and this point?" Rachel frowned. "No. Why?" Reyes didn't answer right away. Instead, he turned to one of the officers and said, "Search the shoulder from here back 5 miles. Pay attention to the culverts." Rachel felt a chill crawl up her spine. "Detective," she said, voice barely audible, "what are you thinking?" Reyes met her eyes. "I'm thinking," he said, "that a child doesn't just disappear from a moving car." And somewhere, miles away, a surveillance camera flickered to life, capturing footage no one would review until it was far too late. The camera sat above the entrance of a weather-beaten rest stop 32 miles east of where Emily vanished, its lens clouded by dust and spiderwebs. It had been installed 8 years earlier after a string of vandalism complaints, then quietly forgotten when funding dried up. At 9:04 a.m., it recorded a silver sedan pulling in. At 9:06 a.m., it captured something no one noticed yet. Detective Jonah Reyes stood at the edge of the road as dusk bled into night, watching officers comb through ditches with flashlights. The wind had picked up, carrying the low whir of helicopter blades overhead. Every so often, a radio crackled with false hope. "Footprint, no, wait, animal. Found a shoe, never mind, trash. Culvert's clear." Reyes rubbed his temples. He'd worked missing persons cases before. Runaways, custody disputes, abductions. What unsettled him about this one wasn't just the age of the child, it was the physics of it. Kids didn't vanish silently from cars traveling 60 miles an hour, unless someone helped them. He walked back to Rachel Carter, who sat rigidly in the passenger seat of a patrol car, blankets slipping from her shoulders. "Mrs. Carter," he said softly, "I need to ask you something difficult." Rachel nodded without looking at him. "Is there any chance Emily opened the door herself?" Rachel turned, eyes blazing. "No, she knows better. She's terrified of traffic. She wouldn't—" Reyes held up a hand. "I'm not suggesting blame. I just need to understand all possibilities." Rachel's voice broke. "I would have heard it. The door. Something." Reyes believed her, but belief didn't change facts. At the Concordia gas station, an officer named Lena Brooks rewound grainy footage on a flickering monitor. She leaned closer, squinting. "There," she said, tapping the screen. "Back it up." The video showed Rachel paying at the counter. Emily stood beside her, hugging Oliver to her chest. Nothing unusual. "Slow it down," Brooks said. At half speed, a man entered the frame behind them. Mid-30s, baseball cap pulled low, hoodie zipped to his chin despite the warmth. He didn't approach, didn't speak, but his eyes never left Emily.
Brooks felt her stomach tighten. "Enhance that," she said. The image blurred into pixels, but one detail remained clear. The man's hand brushed Emily's backpack as he passed. Too light to be accidental, too deliberate to be nothing. Brooks picked up the phone. "Detective Reyes," she said, "we've got something." Rachel barely remembered being driven to the motel. She barely registered the volunteers lighting candles outside. All she could see was Emily at 6 years old, learning to ride a bike, wobbling, then laughing as she fell into the grass. "I won't let go," Rachel had promised. Now the room smelled like disinfectant and cheap soap. Rachel sat on the edge of the bed, clutching Oliver's spare bow, blue ribbon frayed at the edges. A knock came at the door. She looked up sharply. "Emily?" The word tasted like hope, but it was Detective Reyes. "I'm sorry," he said. Rachel's shoulders slumped. "We found something at the gas station. A man of interest. He may have followed you." Rachel's heart hammered. "Followed us where?" "We're not sure yet." Rachel stood. "Then find him, please." Reyes hesitated, then said, "There's more." Rachel braced herself. "We checked the car." "Yes?" she said. "The rear child lock," Reyes said carefully. "It was off." Rachel blinked. "I never turn it off." Reyes nodded. "Someone might have." The implication hung heavy in the air. Rachel whispered, "When?" At 11:48 p.m., a state trooper radioed in from a rest stop near mile marker 74. "We've got a yellow hoodie." The search teams converged in minutes. The hoodie lay folded neatly on a picnic table, untouched by wind. Too neat. Reyes arrived and lifted it with gloved hands. The fabric was clean. No blood, no tears. Inside the pocket, he found a small white thread. Not cotton, synthetic, industrial. Reyes's jaw tightened. "This was staged," he muttered. Nearby, a young trooper looked pale. "Detective?" he pointed. "There's something else." He pointed towards the trash bin. Inside sat Oliver the rabbit, placed upright, facing the road. Across town, in a cramped apartment above a shuttered bakery, Mark Carter stared at his phone as notification after notification lit the screen. Emily's face, Emily's name. Missing. Abducted. He dropped the phone and sank into a chair. "No," he whispered. "No. No." His hands shook as he replayed their last conversation. Emily had called him the night before the trip. "Daddy?" she had said quietly. "Do you think people can disappear and still be found?" He'd laughed uneasily. "Of course. Why would you ask that?" She had paused. "Just wondering." Mark buried his face in his hands. Outside, sirens wailed. At 2:13 a.m., a state trooper named Evan Mallory pulled over a silver sedan for speeding near the Colorado border. The driver complied immediately, rolling down the window. "Good evening, officer," the man said pleasantly. Mallory glanced inside. Empty back seat, a duffel bag, a child's juice box crushed underfoot. "Where are you headed?" asked Mallory. "Denver," the man replied. "Long drive." Mallory nodded, running the plates. They came back clean. As he handed over the warning, Mallory noticed something odd on the dashboard. A small white thread. "Sir," he said slowly, "mind telling me where that came from?" The man smiled. "Kids," he said. "They leave stuff everywhere." Mallory watched the sedan disappear into the dark, an uneasy feeling settle in his gut. Back in Kansas, Detective Reyes stared at a still image pulled from the Concordia footage. The man's face was clearer now, and beneath the image, a name had appeared. Reyes exhaled sharply. "Dear God," he said, "we know him." And that was when the first call came in from Colorado.
The call came through at 3:41 a.m. Detective Jonah Reyes had been staring at the still image on his laptop. The man from the gas station frozen mid-step, eyes tilted just enough toward the camera to reveal something cold and practiced.
when his phone vibrated against the desk. "Reyes," he answered. "This is Sergeant Hall with Colorado State Patrol," the voice said. "We just ran a secondary check on a silver sedan stopped earlier tonight. Driver's name is Caleb Horn." Reyes closed his eyes. Caleb Horn. Of course it was. "Where is he now?" Reyes asked. "Released with a warning," Hall said. "But Detective, we pulled archived reports. Horn was questioned, never charged, in a 2011 missing child case out of Nebraska." Reyes's feet felt the room tilt. "Get a bolo out now," he said. "Armed? Unknown. Dangerous? Absolutely." He stood and grabbed his coat. "This time," Reyes muttered, "we don't lose him." Rachel Carter didn't sleep. She sat on the motel bed, staring at the wall as if it might open and return her daughter. Every few minutes, she checked her phone. No new messages, no miracles. When the knock came at 5:02 a.m., she didn't hesitate. Detective Reyes stood there, face grave but burning with urgency. "We found a suspect. We believe he took Emily across state lines." Rachel's knees buckled. She grabbed the doorframe. "Alive? Is she alive?" Reyes didn't answer immediately. "Mrs. Carter, I need you to tell me something. Anything unusual Emily said before the trip, even if it seems small." Rachel swallowed hard. "She asked me if people could disappear," she said, "and still be found." Reyes nodded slowly. She might have helped herself. Rachel looked up. "What does that mean?" Caleb Horn's sedan was found abandoned just outside Burlington, Colorado, near an access road leading into a sprawl of agricultural decommissioned land. No sign of struggle, no blood. Inside the trunk, officers found a folding chair, rope, bottled water, and a children's book, The Secret Garden. Dog teams picked up a scent. It led away from the road, toward the silos. Emily Carter had always been good at listening. That was what her teacher said, what her father said, what strangers sometimes noticed about her, the way she went quiet and absorbed the world instead of fighting it. When the man spoke to her at the rest stop, she'd felt the warning before she understood it. "Your mom dropped this," he'd said softly, holding up Oliver. Emily froze. He smiled. "She's right over there." Emily followed, but not blindly. She'd read the stories, watched the shows. Her mom had taught her rules. So when he grabbed her wrist, she did something he didn't expect. She screamed. Not long, just enough. Enough to make him panic, enough to make him move fast, enough to leave behind witnesses who would remember a yellow hoodie. Emily knew she couldn't overpower him, couldn't outrun him, so she watched. She counted turns. She noted the smell, grain, and oil. She waited until he stopped near the silos and left her alone for just a moment. Then she ran. She hid beneath a rusted stairwell. Oliver clutched to her chest, breath shallow, repeating her mother's voice in her head. "Stay alive, stay smart." The dogs began barking just after sunrise. "Contact!" someone shouted. Reyes ran, heart hammering, as officers swarmed the largest silo. Inside, shadows twisted along curved metal walls. "Emily," Reyes called. "Emily, it's okay, you're safe." A small voice echoed back. "Mom?" Rachel pushed past the line before anyone could stop her. "Emily, baby, I'm here." They found her curled behind a stack of pallets, dirty, shaking, but alive. Rachel collapsed, pulling her daughter into her arms, sobbing into her hair. "I've got you," she whispered over and over. "I've got you." Emily clung to her, whispering, "I didn't let go, I didn't." Outside, officers tackled Caleb Horn as he tried to flee through a maintenance tunnel. This time, there would be no release. The story broke before noon. Missing girl found alive, suspect in custody. But what shocked America came later. In Horn's storage unit, investigators uncovered boxes, meticulously labeled, names, dates, places. Children who had vanished, children who were never found, until now.
Emily's courage cracked open a decade of silence. Parents finally had answers. Some had justice. Rachel watched the news quietly from the hospital room, Emily asleep beside her, Oliver tucked under one arm. Detective Reyes stood at the door. "She saved lives," he said softly. Rachel kissed her daughter's forehead. "She just listened," Rachel replied, "and she remembered who she was." Outside, the world kept spinning, loud, relentless, dangerous. But for the moment, mother and daughter held on. And this time, no one disappeared.